There's a lot of planes nowadays. Dude, I love planes so fucking much. If I could show how much I loved planes, it would take so long. I mean, like, we could talk about them all day. Like, of course, you got the more well known ones, like the F-22 or the F-35 or the F-16 or the A-10 Warthog, but there's stuff like the F-4 Phantom and the F-117 Nighthawk or the B-35, I think, or the B-2 Spirit or stuff like that. In the A-10 Warthog, there's actually something called the Gallied Avenger, and it's a machine gun that's mounted on the A-10, and it shoots, I think, around 42 rounds a minute. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you, but it shoots around 42 rounds a minute, and it's loaded with diamond-tipped explosive rounds, and the rounds are 30 millimeters, so they're around the size of a beer bottle in comparison. And those things shred through tanks. I mean, it's really incredible, and it's most well known for its the sound it makes when it shoots. It's really nice, actually. If you I don't know if you have the time, and I'm not too worried about if you do or not, but if you take the time to look up the A-10 Warthog sound when it shoots, it's in the Air Force and in the military, it's one of the most well-known sounds for pure goddamn America, and I mean, I like it a lot. It's really pleasing. Another, I mean, if you look at the F-15, the F-15 is a really nice aircraft, and it actually has this really fun missile system that is not very commonly used. Actually, I don't know if it's been used yet, but it's called the ASAT 135A ASM system, and it is an anti-satellite missile, which, as the name suggests, its objective is to be shot from a plane into orbit to shoot down a satellite which is orbiting Earth, which I think is very fun and very, what's the word? Interesting to think about. And I think it's pretty funny that we just have a plane that's casually loaded with a missile that leaves Earth like it's nothing and shoots down something that we don't like. So, that's pretty friggin' American. The first plane was invented in 1903, and even better than that, around 42 years later was the first supersonic plane, meaning that it was the first plane to break the sound barrier, which is, if I remember correctly, around 767 miles an hour. And then only 7 years after that, I think, was the first hypersonic plane, which is 5 times the speed of sound. And I can't do the math off the top of my head, but I'm sure you can. You're smart. Yeah, I really like planes. There's a lot to talk about. They're kind of like stars, unique in their own right, and all beautiful in their own sense, albeit expensive. I mean, what, an F-22 costs $2.6 billion to build? It's certainly something. So, and I don't know, I really like the, just the effect of it all. I really like planes. I mean, of course, there's a lot of stuff to learn and master to become a pilot, but I'm hoping to shoot for, um, well, being a pilot sooner or later. And, big goals. I'd hope you can support me on that path, but it's okay if you don't. I mean, but yeah, and helicopters are cool too. Like my favorite helicopter is the AH-1 Cobra. It's a plane that was originally made to help transport helicopters in the Vietnam War, so that troops wouldn't get gunned down as they were landing. And they also made flechette rockets, and these flechette rockets, what they do is they're loaded with orange smoke powder and around, I believe, 1 to 2,000 small nails, and the pilot can shoot those missiles and have them either detonate remotely or detonate on the ground on impact. And it releases the orange smoke to let the pilot of the helicopter know that it is, or that it has detonated. And it shoots all those nails out at, I believe, near supersonic speeds, and it's very effective, and it became one of the most well-known and most convenient aircrafts during that time, and it's still very well known to this day. And it's very nice to think about. There's a lot of big guns up there and big planes, like the Anatov AN-225. It's quite a big plane. It's if you know the size of a Boeing 747-8, it's around 1.5 to 2 times that size, and that is very big. I mean, a Boeing 747, for comparison, it's around the size of a 4-story building, I believe, in just height alone. And then I don't remember the wingspan. I'm not very big on civilian airlines, but hey, they're still out there. I mean, off the top of my head, I tried to buy a plane earlier, so the Cessna 172 averages around $132,000, and man, it's one of the cheapest planes that you can buy as a civilian, which is crazy to think about. I mean, that's a lot of people's yearly salaries that you just have to spend to buy one plane. But thank you for listening to me. I don't know. It's nice having someone that just kind of listens with no input, or is just kind of there. Thank you. I love you.